Hello, everybody.
Hello. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Welcome back to another episode of Under the Sun and Moon with Kes and Michelle. I'm Kes.
I'm Michelle.
It's hot.
It is. It is Monday.
It's Monday. It's hot and it's Monday. But
yeah, it's really freaking hot. So what are we talking about today?
Well, I was thinking about how I recently got HBO Max.
Right.
My husband and I
I can see the smile on your face. You're so excited about this.
I am. And, I got it for a few...
You're so freaking excited.
I got it for a few reasons, but the main one is the Friends reunion.
Right.
I haven't seen it yet because I haven't had the chance to sit down and watch it.
Yeah, you've been very busy moving into your new place.
Yeah, and cleaning the new place.
Yeah.
And trying to swing myself back into a work schedule. I feel like I've been on a break for far too long. Because it was capstone, then finals, then graduation, then moving, and it's just domino all the way. But
working on not photography necessarily related things.
Yeah, right? I feel like I went through a withdrawal too. Like none of that felt fantastic, but I'm happy to be back in a swing of things. Anyway, Friends.
Friends.
So
we love Friends.
Yeah, we do. I keep seeing all these sneak peeks and little, I guess, spoilers of it because social media spoilers are everywhere. But
I haven't seen anything, so you and I are looking at different stuff.
It's so emotional.
It's so emotional.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. They from what I've seen, do you mind if I tell you? I don't want to ruin anything for you.
You know that doesn't work for me.
I know.
I'll watch it anyway.
No, I know you'll watch it.
I prefer to know what's going to happen and then I'll watch it anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't like surprises.
I don't either.
Nope.
It gives me too much anxiety.
Yeah.
But for anybody who doesn't want to hear about the teeny tiny little tidbits that I have seen, then don't listen. But they are all back on the old sets and everything. And they recreate some
the apartment we all wanted to live in.
Yeah.
Monica's apartment. Monica's grandmother's apartment.
I can't imagine how much that rent was. Now that I think about it. That must have been stupid high.
But remember they talk throughout it about how affordable the rent is. They say because of rent control.
Yeah,
true. And because it was her grandmother's apartment and it was left to her and something, I don't know how rent control works exactly.
Yeah.
But I did read an article once that said that the reason that the apartment was affordable was because it was a walk-up. There's no elevator in the building.
Oh.
And those apartments tend to be priced a little bit lower.
Yeah, okay. But,
still a great apartment.
Yeah. And they, go back onto the old sets. There's a scene where Chandler and Joey, when they get the new recliners, they sit in it and they do the
kickback,
and then they kick back and they're like, oh. They recreate it and it's hysterical.
Well, you and I were moving things recently for your apartment, and we were moving them out of your aunt's basement where your grandmother and I live and where you and Wyatt used to live. We literally we walk up the stairs through the Bilko door. That's our doorway. And we walk around. And as we take each corner, we're yelling out, pivot, pivot. And then we're running into things. And I'm like, shrub, house. As we're carrying heavy furniture around the two of us, trying not to drop things as we're laughing.
There's, oh my God.
Possibly trying not to pee my pants as we're laughing.
Yeah, that's true.
Mud all over us. It was pouring rain.
My Converse still need to be thrown in the washer, but I'm afraid to throw them in mine. Or the trash. I either wash them or I throw them out.
You might need to well, have you knocked the dirt off of them yet and beat the crap out of them?
I've tried, yeah. It's just there's a lot there.
You might want to soak them in a bucket outside and then throw the bucket out to get the rocks out of before you put them in the wash.
There was also this scene where Lisa Kudrow, Phoebe,
Phoebe's my spirit animal.
Yeah. She sorry.
You're laughing because it's true. Your father used to say that all the time.
She always has these moments of either like surprise or excitement or fear or something, where she always responds with, "Oh my god!" And she like did a whole scene of that too, and it was hysterical. Actually, there was more on a personal topic. I've been having some dental issues lately.
Yeah.
Because of unknown health problem, I guess, right? Is it an issue, or is it just...
Well, you don't have enough calcium.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's what's at least causing part of the problem, and then aggravating the other problem.
Right.
Yeah.
So I can't, like, ever since I had that moment, because, like, I can't relate entirely because, like, I'm not in pain from my problems.
Right.
They're just there. But I keep thinking of the episode where, the big naked guy from across
Ugly naked guy.
Yeah. He drops dead because Phoebe went to the dentist. And Phoebe believes...
Yeah, she believed that that's why he died.
Yeah, she's like, every time I go to the dentist, somebody dies. And I can't stop thinking about that because that's what makes me feel better about this whole situation, is just remembering that. Oh my god.
At least nobody died.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Actually, you went to 2 dentists last week.
Yeah, I did.
And nobody died.
Mm-hmm.
So, congratulations.
Thank you. I didn't want to go to 2, but I had to go to 2. So, I was thinking about that as well, because there's this, she, just throughout the entire episode, Rachel's finally like, Phoebe, just go to the dentist, and she's like, no, and then she's like, okay, fine, I'll go, but I'll know if one of you's haunting me, or something like that.
Every time you need eye drops, all I can think of is
pinning Rachel to the floor.
When Rachel has the eye problem and she needs the eye drops.
Yeah.
Monica pins her to the floor and she puts the bottle between her teeth and squeezes it and just like shoots it across her eyes. Which is pretty much the technique I started using with you. And you weren't little either. I mean, you gave me problems even as a teenager. You would be like, my eyes open, and your eye was completely squeezed shut.
Yeah, I know.
And I would be like, okay, all done. And then as soon as you opened it, I'd try to get a drop in.
Yeah.
Because you had pink eye, like, all the time.
I know.
Both of my kids did. It seemed like it was constant. And if you guys had it, I had it.
Yeah, that's
It's like
true.
my eyes just were weak to the power of even suggestion.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't even say pink eye. Now I'm going to end up with it somehow. It just feels that way.
Yeah.
But
I've gotten a lot...
But I remember that was hysterical.
Well, also, like, I've gotten a lot better with putting in my own eye drops because I like having that control. I think that's my problem with a lot of things, but it was, oh God, that was hysterical. I was thinking about, recently there was...
What?
No, there was a scene from Friends that I kept thinking about, and I can't remember what it is. Because, like, I feel like by the way, the amount of references that we make
I know.
from everything
on a
that
daily
we watch.
basis.
Uh-huh.
Not just Friends.
No.
A lot of TV shows. Wings.
Psych.
West Wing.
Mm-hmm. Everybody Loves Raymond every once in a while.
Yep. We used to watch a lot of Everybody Loves Raymond.
Mm-hmm.
Murder, She Wrote.
Oh, yeah.
Murder, She Wrote was a big one in our lives.
I feel...
Children's television shows.
Yeah, I feel like...
I cannot say fruit salad and not think of the Wiggles.
Yeah.
And that is all your fault.
I know. I feel like I do, like, on the opposite end of that spectrum, I do a lot more NCIS references than you do.
Yes.
But I think that's because
we watched it so much in your formative years. It was one of your dad's favorite TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Rule number 9 is never go anywhere without a pocket knife.
Without a knife, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
which we all have a knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember what number it is, but...
I carried it long before then, though.
Yeah. It's a handy tool.
I
don't care what people say. But, there was this... I can't remember the number of the rule, but it's never mess with a Marine's coffee if you want to live. That was Dad's favorite.
He was fond of his coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Once he finally gave in and became a coffee drinker, he became somewhat of a coffee snob.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he knew what he liked. He knew what he really didn't like.
Yeah. We make a lot of that thing you do references.
Oh, yeah.
That's a movie.
I'm signing, you're signing, we're all signing.
We're all signing. That's right. Where was I? Oh, yeah. On stage playing songs on my guitar. Which, if you ever hear us say that, that's a reference to, oh, I was doing my job. That's what I was doing. I don't know what you were doing, but I was working.
Yeah, I was doing what I was supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or, like, if we're not paying attention to something when we probably should be, that's when we use it.
Yeah.
I have a friend that lives in Erie, PA.
Oh, Erie, PA, man.
Yeah, Erie,
PA. Your father met a woman at work who went to Mercyhurst College.
Oh, no, really?
And he was like, does anybody ever make that thing you do references to you? And you know what she said?
What?
You're going to love this. Some people would be like, oh, God. She said, no, and I really wish they would because I love that movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That's hysterical. Let's see. I'm trying to think of another show that we make a lot of references out of. Or, oh my God. Duh, Will and Grace.
Oh, yes.
Honey, what's this?
Oh.
What's going on here?
Come on, Karen Walker.
I have a Funko Pop of Karen Walker sitting on my desk, by the way. She's holding a little martini, and she has this enormous head. Like, it's actually too big to stand on its own.
She's like one of my alter egos, I think. I would love to. I have a little piece of Karen Walker, like, living inside of me. Not the mean parts.
No, but just, like...
Yeah, but I'm sure it comes across as mean at certain times.
I mean, I don't think so, but I think that's
because...
me. Yeah. I know you. Oh, my God.
And Jack.
Oh.
I think everybody needs a Jack McFarland in their life.
I need a Jack McFarland in my life.
Maybe I am the Jack McFarland in my life.
Yeah. Or what was, Wait, sorry, that took me a little bit. Oh my God. I can't, out of...
Kim Possible.
Yeah, Kim Possible's another one, but I was thinking of Will and Grace. I feel like I love Will and I love Grace, but my God, I really do think that Karen and Jack are my favorite characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
I think Grace has I don't really know. I think she's a fantastic character. She's hysterical and I love her very much, but I think also sometimes she gives me frustration.
Because she's whiny and needy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can totally agree with that.
And then Will is also all those I love him. He's great. But
he's brilliant and stupid at the same time.
That's my problem. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also a little bit of a tight ass, but I just
yeah.
But I think that's how he's supposed to be.
I guess. Yeah.
And have you seen you've seen some of the newer episodes?
Yes, I have. A few of them. Yeah. But it came out just before we moved out of our last house, and then it was on when Dad was sick, and I just kind of I lost the momentum, I guess.
Yeah.
I haven't really watched, I don't think I've watched much comedy, actually, in quite some time.
I do.
And they don't make a lot of comedy shows anymore. They're not as common.
No.
Or they're different. I've never seen The Office. Never. I've never seen Parks and Rec.
Not interested.
Ever.
Not interested in The Office or
there
Parks
are probably
and Rec.
other shows I'm not aware of. I've never seen Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Bob's Burgers is a big one. Not interested.
But that's a cartoony thing.
Yeah, I'm not a huge cartoony person.
I have seen The Simpsons. I've seen it enough to know certain references.
I don't know.
But I'm not it's not that I don't like it. I don't understand watching cartoons as an adult.
I don't either.
Your husband would totally...
Oh, he would 100% disagree.
by this statement.
He loves Rick and...
But there's a generational difference. You have to remember that when I grew up, the only cartoons that existed were for kids.
Right.
You know? I actually think SpongeBob originally was not a children's cartoon.
No.
I think it was really more adult oriented, and was the reason why I never let you watch it, because I did not think it was appropriate for kids.
Well, also, I just think it's stupid.
Well, there is that, yeah.
I'm not a SpongeBob fan at all. I'm sorry if you are, but I don't like it.
Yeah.
Like, to anybody listening, if you like it, great. I don't. But,
We were huge Jimmy Neutron fans.
Oh, yeah. Got a blast.
Yeah.
They're...
Because rockets are flying things. That's what rockets are. Rockets are flying things.
Oh my god.
James Isaac Neutron.
When Carl...
Pick up your pants. Oh, Carl.
Carl has the button, says that I pet a llama.
I pet a llama.
Oh my god.
He's so happy.
What is it? Llama-palooza?
Llama-palooza.
Yeah.
I would get a baby llama and I would name it
Carlito.
Carlito and teach him how to fly. Oh my god, I love that cartoon.
I feel like, sorry, I keep bouncing back, but the Will and Grace newer episodes, I feel like, are not as good as the older ones.
Right.
I also feel that way about Gilmore Girls. Right?
Yes. Well, there's some weird personality things. You talked about one the other day.
Yeah, because I was talking about...
With Rory.
Rory, like, in the original show, she would not sleep with someone that she knows is married.
Yeah, no.
Absolutely not.
No.
Because, what's his name, Luke? Is that the guy?
Can't remember now.
I don't know. But he's blonde and he lives in England now, whatever. But, she, like, the original Rory, I love Gilmore Girls. But that, in the newer episodes, really bugged the hell out of me.
And that's a moral thing that people don't change their morals like that.
No.
So, I mean, unless something extremely traumatic happens to them, generally speaking. So it just that didn't make any sense to me. I did like the way that it was, like, those 4 episodes, like 4 seasons.
Yeah.
And then it was very compact and wrapped up. You know, it didn't leave you hanging too much.
Yep.
I did like that they mentioned the passing of Lorelai's dad. Who was an actor that was in a lot of things. Yeah, that passed away. So I appreciated that they made that reference.
I also, like, as sad as it is, that was a really good plot for that story.
Oh, yeah, and I love the way that they developed the mother's character.
I was literally about to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I also...
I'm opening our favorite app. We both have this on our phones. We use it all the time. The IMDb.
You have it on your phone. I don't.
What?
I use it on the website. I'm
so
sorry.
disappointed in you.
Are you?
Yeah, I really am.
Shit.
Edward Herman.
Oh, yeah. Well, now I gotta tell her now.
He played Richard Gilmore.
I really, really like that they kept...
Because he was in Annie.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I really like that they kept Kurt.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. And also, come on, Uber? That's hysterical.
Uber.
And I think... I don't know how I feel about... Oh, no, Luke is the
I was happy to see
owner.
Suki. Yeah.
That's who I'm thinking of. I can't remember what the blonde guy's name is anymore.
I'd have to look it up. I'm not there right now. Right now, I'm on Edward Herman.
But yeah.
Because he was just one of those actors that you kind of saw everywhere. And honestly, once I saw him in Annie, and he was young then, but he played like an older man. It seemed like he never aged.
No, not really.
He was one of those people that was always the same age no matter when you saw him.
Like Paul Rudd.
That's true.
Paul Rudd really
is like that. Yeah.
So I swear to God, you could look at a photo of Paul Rudd from 20 years ago and he would look the exact same.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. It's so true at the same time.
There's a whole article that I read one
He did
time.
a lot of narration too. His voice was just so classic.
Mm-hmm. I think there was this article that I read about a bunch of actors who just don't age.
Mm-hmm.
And Paul Rudd was, like, listed twice on there because they're like, seriously, he doesn't age.
It's true. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
I can't remember. I think Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, Luke
is
he owns the diner. Melissa McCarthy, of course.
Yeah. I feel like...
Dean?
No, Dean is the first boyfriend. He did make a cameo in there.
Logan.
That's who I'm thinking of. Mm-hmm. And Jessie showed up for a little bit.
Yeah.
When
Characters
she was
we love to hate.
Yep. Here's the thing. Sorry.
So here's the thing.
Yeah. Okay, I know that this is always like a hot button topic for people who love and know Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
I truly think that, like, well, I can't say who I think that Rory should have ended up with, because I don't think any of them were good for her at all.
Right.
But honestly...
Why does Rory have to be with anyone? That's kind of the thing I don't understand.
No, yeah, I know. She's... And just, like, the way that she seemed, I didn't think she was, like, the dating type at all.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I wouldn't have been upset if she actually ended up with Jesse.
I wouldn't have been upset if she ended up with no one but was pregnant.
Well, that's how it is now.
Right, but...
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But,
Well, not so much of a spoiler. I mean, I just looked it up. It was in 2016, even though we only watched it recently.
That's 5 years ago?
That tells you what terminal illness and losing someone close to you... There's, like, this giant gap in our lives, you know?
Yeah, I know. The reason that I think... Like, I know that Jesse caused a lot of trouble. He was kind of like a delinquent...
You know, there are people that don't like it, you know, and I think they tend to be millennials, which is interesting. Yeah.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
But I think... I don't know. I don't know if it's because I feel like it would make sense for Rory to have ended up with Jesse because she likes to try and fix people in situations and stuff like that. So I feel like she... Not necessarily, like, could have manipulated him, but I think she could have helped him grow. Not that it's her job, it's really not. But I think that would have made the most sense.
Yeah.
I guess.
I don't know. I haven't given that too much thought. You've clearly thought more about it than I did. Now I feel like
No, I just, like...
I haven't gone in depth enough.
This is how I take my breaks. Like, when I'm working on stuff and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think of just the random things about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Moving on from Gilmore Girls. Sorry. I just had a moment. Let's see. I don't know if we necessarily make, like, dialogue references to Bones a lot. But... except for when Hodgins knocks himself out with the nunchucks.
Yeah.
That's a moment.
Like, what are you, some kind of Persian
ninja? Yeah.
Or, go ahead, knock yourself out.
I did, yeah. But other than that, like, Bones is not an easy character to quote. I don't think.
That's correct.
Yeah. And then I also...
And other than Phoebe on Friends... Bones is the character from TV that I, within, you know, the family, am most often compared to.
100%. Yeah. Because, well, for one, you're both extremely intelligent. And in terms of, like, I feel like you have a better connection to your emotions than she does.
Because I've learned to.
Yeah, because you've learned to.
But I used to be more like that character.
Uh-huh.
But that character grows, too, after that character...
Mm-hmm.
becomes pregnant and has a child. You can see the development in that particular character.
Yeah. But I don't know. I just think I don't even know who I could relate to much. Well, actually, I feel like I could kind of relate to Angela.
Yeah.
And not just because we're both artists, but in terms of, like, our personality, we're just like, so what, just do it. Or so what, just leave them. So what, just, like, they're not good for you, just stop it.
But she's kind. She's not abrupt when she does it. And she's a free spirit, you know.
I also have been caught many times calling somebody sweetie or honey if they really, like, need consoling.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm the mom friend.
Yeah.
But I feel like she's also that way.
She's very relatable.
Oh yeah, but okay. Again, main characters are great, but the interns are fantastic.
Those
Fisher.
Yeah.
I love Fisher. I also I don't know if it's
Clark.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Wendell's.
That's just too much information. I don't need to know that personal information. Clark is, just he tries to keep that barrier up, and then eventually he's just like, I can't do it.
No,
I'm completely incapable of it.
I think Wendell is, he's not bad.
He's nice.
Not at all. He's kind, yeah, but I feel like there's nothing that really makes him distinctive.
Oh, you're right.
Although, I really...
Opie.
Oh, love him.
I really wanted to see him actually stay with,
Michelle?
Yeah, with Michelle.
I thought they were great together.
I did too.
And then the show broke it off, and it was like...
I know.
Although, then again, what do we always talk about? Booth should have stayed with Hannah.
Yes, Booth should have been with Hannah. He never should have been with Bones. I didn't understand any of that.
No.
It's just weird that they're together. It feels very forced.
Mm-hmm. I don't care how long they've worked together. No. That was not I don't think that was a smart move.
I also think that if he had stayed with Hannah, him and Temperance still could have had an excellent relationship for a long time.
I think it would have actually been a more, entertaining and effective show.
Now, your dad was a hopeless romantic. You know, he just loved romance.
Mm-hmm.
And in TV shows, when they messed around with the Ross and Rachel thing, he stopped watching Friends for a year.
Oh no, really?
He was so pissed off. He was so pissed off.
Actually,
and not because of the whole we were on a break thing. He thought it was just out of Ross's personality completely. He didn't know why the writers wrote the story that way. He was really upset with it. So the reason that I'm using this as an example is that he always wanted to see, when we watch TV shows, these relationships develop and stay together. I think he and I had, because we had a very close relationship and we had a very solid relationship and we just belonged together. We still belong together.
Yeah, 100%.
However, he would completely agree with you. Booth and Bones never should have been together. He didn't understand that either. He thought it was a stupid pairing.
It doesn't make any sense. And
So that tells you something right there.
Yeah, I know. And I also, I think kind of like you said with Rory, if Bones never ended up with anybody,
but was pregnant.
But was pregnant would be fine, yeah.
Perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she could have gotten pregnant by any one of the, high intellect people that she engaged in sexual activity with throughout the series, because that was a piece of her personality, which was more consistent with her than developing a long-term relationship, was being who she wanted to be,
right,
and saw sex as a natural thing, and fulfilling her own urges and her own needs there was nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
So I feel like that would have been better.
Yeah.
I also could have done without so many serial killer things, and where the serial killers were specifically trying to kill them. That got old.
Palant is...
I can't even watch those episodes anymore.
I don't watch them at all.
I'm just I'm exhausted with this. And The Gravedigger, too, was good at first, and then it was just dragged out beyond belief.
Yeah. I thought... Okay, the one that I thought was, the most interesting and the most compelling, and I actually still watch those episodes, was the sniper that Booth used to work with in the army.
Oh, right, yeah.
Krovsky, I think that's his name.
The one that kills,
Vincent. Oh, I love Vincent.
Yeah.
But I think that was... I don't know, I find that to be effective, and I find that to be interesting, and I don't know why. But I think it's also because... It was
also pretty brief.
Yeah, it didn't last forever.
They didn't drag that out forever.
I feel like, in terms of relationships, Hodgins and Angela were great together.
Yeah, that was another thing. He hated when the writers were messing around with that.
Yeah, I hated it too.
He thought it was stupid.
Daisy and Sweets...
Never understood that.
Was frustrating. And I think it's also... it was
either
kind of...
put them together and keep them together.
Mm-hmm.
or break them up and keep them apart.
Right. And
But-
also,
But they tried to create an on again, off again with them.
yeah.
And when it happened, I was just like, this is just oddly distracting.
Yeah, I know.
I can't.
I think it also was confusing because, like, every time they broke up, it was something that was out of character for both of them.
Yep. I
Like,
agree.
when Sweets didn't move in with Daisy because he didn't want that commitment. Sweets is all about commitment.
It's
I don't
true.
understand.
Yeah. Daisy would have been the one to back out,
100%. Yeah.
not him.
Mm-hmm. And then they flipped it, and I was like, what the hell's wrong with you? Who was...
So we don't really make a lot of references, like we don't quote a lot of things from that episode, but it's an interesting TV show because I think there are a lot of personalities in that show that are paralleled within our lives or within people's lives in general.
Yeah.
There's always going to be that one really intellectual person that's more emotionally distant because they're not totally comfortable with emotion. That's absolutely me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's always the free-spirited artist. There's always the
Which is me.
scientist who's not like Bones, which is who's also passionate and intense, and
Yeah.
you know, there are people that are not comfortable with sharing themselves. There are people that overshare.
Mm-hmm.
There are people that are just goofy.
Yeah.
There are people that are victims of racism or discrimination, and so they hide a piece of themselves
Right.
because they don't want, you know, that show covered the gamut of the only thing that it was really missing, as a lot of TV shows are missing, including Friends, is that they're very monochromatic.
Mm-hmm.
There are not a lot of people of color. They've had people, interesting people, different people.
Yeah, like Aristu.
Yeah. In the interns, for example, in Bones, Friends was just a pasty
All
white show.
Mm-hmm.
I loved Friends.
Yeah.
But
So was Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
Super white, except for
Right.
Kim? No.
Lainey.
What was her name? Lainey, yes.
Yeah. So that's one of the areas that's where it's blatantly obvious that there's just this giant gap, and I think it could have been far more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if it was just more interesting to look at.
Yeah, and I feel like
If it was more real to look at.
we touched on Psych a little bit.
Oh, we make Psych quotes a lot.
A lot, all the
Probably
time.
equally to Friends.
Probably. But, like...
One of the best TV shows I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Still one of my favorites.
Yeah, we go back and rewatch episodes. Psych is smart.
Mm-hmm.
Psych is fast.
Psych is funny.
You need to be quick. We've actually watched the TV show with people who couldn't keep up with it. They didn't understand what was going on. They didn't understand what people were saying.
Right.
So it's like if you have a reasonably medium to high intellect, it'll feed you a little bit. It'll occupy you for a little bit, which is important for me because it's hard for TV shows to keep my interest.
And then, like...
Because most of these shows I've watched with you and your dad while I was doing other things. I never sat and watched them like you two did because it wasn't enough to hold me the entire time.
Yeah.
But we've watched... Psych was one that we sat down and watched as a family pretty often.
Yeah. And then, like...
And laughed through most of it.
And it's also easy because Psych also makes a ton of references to other, like, media and things like that.
Well,
like,
it makes a lot of references to the 80s, which is the decade when your dad and I were teenagers.
yeah.
And so there's a lot of 80s references constantly, or there were in our household
Oh, yeah.
when you were growing up. And so a lot of these things became more familiar to you and even funnier when you started hearing other people make references to them. And they do that somewhat in Friends, too.
Yeah.
I'm thinking in particular of when Chandler talks about his flock of seagulls hairdo.
Oh, yeah.
When
Or
he was
when-
in college.
When he breaks up with Janice and he's singing along to oh no, what's the record?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
I have to look it up.
To me. I can sing it in my head and I can't remember the song. God. But
Psych makes a lot of those
yeah.
types of references, and it also picks up on a lot of fun and funny popular stories.
The Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club.
Mm-hmm.
There's one about werewolves.
Yep. There's
aliens.
The 70s, like specifically when they
there's
his
the episode,
dad is involved.
Yeah, there's the episode that references Clue.
Oh, I love it. There's
they reference Ghostbusters.
Yep, they reference excuse me. Oh, what was that one? I just had it. Damn it. Or
and the aliens one references Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica.
Or the football one. That one didn't have as many references, but it's still like it was entirely like sports references and stuff like that.
There's a Sherlock Holmes one.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There's the vampire one.
Where he's like, you can't see it, but I'm like imagining like I'm holding a steak and I'm hammering it into someone like Gus tried to do with Sean. It was so funny.
You two all serve, but the daywalker will have to go elsewhere.
She flashes her badge and he's like, okay, it's a weekend gig, I'm sorry. Like,
all right, just ease up.
And that guy was from Goonies.
Yes, he was.
Or no, he was from Stand By Me. I'm sorry. Was he in both? He wasn't in both.
Shit.
Damn it.
Pretty sure he was in Goonies.
But
there we go.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go.
Last Night Gus.
Oh my God.
That was. Oh, The Hangover. That's what I was thinking of.
Oh, The Hangover was a great episode. Yeah, Corey Feldman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was he?
He was in Stand By Me. He was in the Goonies. But most importantly, the reason he's in that episode, and your dad talked about this when he saw it, he was in The Lost Boys.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
a movie about vampires, which your father said as a kid was the scariest movie he ever saw.
Really?
Yep.
I haven't seen that movie in so long. Yeah. It's so good, though.
Yeah. Because you can't invite them in. I remember him saying something about a kid being at the window and scratching on the glass. He's like, that scared me so much. But that's why, yeah. That's why Corey Feldman was in that episode. He was also in Gremlins. He was just in a lot of stuff in that time period.
Well, the Karate Kid, too.
Oh, right, they did the Karate Kid, the episode that referenced the Karate Kid.
But then they also had Ralph Macchio in a completely separate episode.
And they're like, well, don't just stand there and wax on about it.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
So
they do.
So many.
Yeah, they do. They make a lot of those types of references throughout Psych.
Ugh, I love it. I also like.
Oh, right. Corey Feldman was in The Burbs, Dream a Little Dream.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The Burbs is hysterical. Very funny black comedy. A dark comedy.
I feel like I can't. Actually, I've told you about this. Where I can't make a lot of these references around my friends and have them understand what I'm saying.
That's terrible. I'm sorry to hear that.
There are some people where, like... Well, some of my friends who are usually above the age of, like, 26 that understand what I'm talking about.
Right.
But then there are other, like, more of my friends that are closer to my age, and they're like, I have no idea what you're saying. And I'm like, God, it's so good, though.
It really is. It's very good. You know what else I saw a resurgence of when I was still working in the office at EBTH was Twin Peaks.
I've never seen Twin Peaks.
Which recently had a resurgence.
Yep.
Twin Peaks was one of those things. It was just like your father and I had actually dual spires. Sorry. Yeah. So your father and I had moved into our first apartment, and we had been there maybe 6 months or so, and he came out. I'm almost positive that Twin Peaks was on a Friday night, and he came out one night and like really late for me, and he goes, "Are you coming to bed? What are you doing?" I mean, this is like 10, 11 o'clock, but, you know, I don't sleep well, so that was late for me. And he's like, what? This was like maybe into late April at this point. He's like, "Are you coming to bed? What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I cannot stop watching this show." And I got him involved in watching Twin Peaks with me, and I'm like, okay, there's this character named Laura, and they found her dead, and for some reason there's an FBI guy there, and they're investigating, there's letters under the fingernails, and there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on.
You know what, like, I feel like one of the people that
It got weird at the end, but, like, the first season and a half was excellent.
I kind of going back to, like, people that I say references around and they don't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
My husband is one of those people. And I love him very much. But
I hear a butt coming.
He and I, like, we've realized how different our tastes specifically in TV and movies are.
Sure.
Because he really likes things that are, like, really literally and figuratively, like, supernatural based. Like, he loved the show Supernatural. He really loves all the Marvel TV shows. He likes Futurama. He likes Rick and Morty, stuff like that. I don't. And not because I think they're bad, but because they simply just don't fall into my radar of interest.
Right. Well, also he's male and you're female, and I think that does drive certain things. Like, Stand By Me was your father's absolute favorite movie.
Mm-hmm. And it's
I think
mine.
until we showed him The Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Oh, that was a great
But Stand By Me was his absolute favorite movie. And it makes sense. I mean, it's a movie about young boys and having a bond and how hard it is growing up. And these kids are really struggling. A lot of them are struggling to have food in the house or have a roof over their head. Some of them are struggling at home with violence.
One of them suffers a loss.
Yeah,
like,
suffers
really
a serious loss, and that affects their parents. And the parents are, you know, now coming down hard on their one remaining child, who's one of the lead characters in the film.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he bonded with that film. It came out at a key point, I think, in his life.
Yeah.
Because it was in the early 80s, and so that was it was a movie that he really loved. I don't not love it. I mean, it's a great movie. Mm-hmm. But movies with women, strong women who are main characters who overcome things, appeal more to me.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, don't get me wrong, there are definitely movies and shows that Wyatt and I can, like, sit and watch together and, like, thoroughly enjoy it. But also, another thing, I will 100% go back and watch the same episode of something over and over and over again. And
I can vouch for this.
And he won't do it. But I can do it.
Your dad could do it, too. I can't always do that. I get bored.
I've kind of come to...
Would you like to know how many times you watched Sleeping Beauty as a kid?
No.
It was at least 100.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was one of those movies where your father got to the point where he was like, does this have to be on again?
Here's the thing, though.
It's not just movies either, it's books. I probably read the Lorax to you over 300 times during your childhood.
I read an article as to why
I acted it out. I had voices for the characters.
I read an article as to why that may be, and I thought it was actually really interesting.
Oh, do tell.
So I read an article. I can't remember where it was from. I think it was Psychology Today or something.
You're going to have to look it up, and we'll put it in the comments.
Yeah. Where people who have higher bouts of anxiety will re-watch TV shows, movies, reread books and things like that to avoid the fear of expecting a change.
Oh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because your dad probably saw every episode of Murder, She Wrote at least 10 or 20 times.
Yeah. And
when he was really sick at the end of his life with the dementia, that's almost all he ever wanted to watch. Your grandmother and I would look for it on different channels because it's on most of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And we would run it for him just because he would just sit there and watch it.
Yeah.
And it kept him calm sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I've gone back and reread a whole bunch of things.
Mm-hmm.
I re-listen to podcasts, too. A lot.
I can understand that. I might have to do that because when there's no visual component,
Mm-hmm.
I might need to go back over it to get more information or to hear something different or to hear something new. I know you probably do it just because you want to hear it again.
Yeah.
I generally don't do that.
Yeah, I do. And poor Wyatt, he's like, but you know what happens? And I was like, yeah, but it's easy.
You know what, though? I'll tell you what I will do.
What?
Because I don't read a lot of novels. I'm not a fan of fiction.
Oh,
as you know. Right.
Yep.
I love facts and data.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big nonfiction fan. I'm a scientist. I have a bachelor's degree in linguistics and a master's degree in classical archaeology. Yep. So now that I've said that, I will tell you this. I have lots and lots of reference books in my personal library that somehow overlap each other. And I'll read the parts I already know the answers to. I'll know all that information, but I will still read it to get this author's viewpoint, to see if they introduce any new evidence or research, or is there any new data to add to it.
Yeah.
So I do that, and I do find that, I don't know if comforting is the right word, but I enjoy it.
I also, as of recently, we've been going for a little bit, but as of recently, I feel like outside of fiction, I've really caught on to specifically autobiographies.
Oh yeah, well I love documentaries.
Oh, I do too. I think I've loved them for a while, but I've really kind of like grown into it a lot.
So you read autobiographies?
Yep. I like, or that one book you asked me about a few weeks ago, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a...
Yeah.
Can I say it? I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
We'll put it in the notes for the episode.
Yeah. And then
there's an expletive in the title.
Yeah, it's great. It's a funny and really good book.
You should be impressed because I'm controlling the potty mouth.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. If anybody ever meets me in person, they're going to be like, wow, she swears a lot. She doesn't say that in the podcast.
I know. Or, there's a bunch of books that I have, well, not a bunch, but there's like a cluster of books that I have. There's one by, actually, I've realized that a lot of the autobiographies I have are from YouTubers.
Oh.
Because there's one that I have from Anna Akana. And it's letters to my little sister, because her little sister died by suicide when she was 13.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. And like a lot of that book is about like...
Is there bourbon in my tea? There's not. Damn it. That's really terrible.
Yeah. And Anna, she writes like about like how it would be to be an older sister now, and like watching her sister like possibly grow up, and how like her sister affected her career and her acting and things like that.
Sure.
She actually...
How old was she when her sister took her own life?
16, 17.
So, yeah, okay.
She actually, you may recognize her if I showed her to you, because she had a little stint in A Million Little Things.
Okay.
She was the girl that Eddie was teaching guitar to who had a cocaine problem.
Oh, yeah.
That's her. That's okay. Anna.
Sure.
And then, there's also, I do have, an autobiography by a English actress / singer / songwriter / creative being named Carrie Hope Fletcher.
Okay.
And she has an autobiography that she wrote a while ago called All I Know Now, just about like her life as an actress and stuff. And she's performed a bunch of times at West End and the O2 and things like that.
Cool.
Yeah. She
another thing that we've watched a lot. The Les Mis concert at the O2 Arena.
I could probably recite almost every song.
The 25th anniversary. Yeah.
She was in the 30th anniversary.
That's right. That you told me this story.
Yep. She was in the 30th anniversary as either Eponine or Fontaine, and I can't remember.
Okay.
Because she's done all of them. She was actually, when she was a child, she was Cosette in the O2.
Right, so she grew up in that particular...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She's probably done other roles, but she definitely has extensive experience within Les Mis.
Yep.
Wow, cool.
Mm-hmm. Also, Les Mis, the 25th anniversary performance, way better than the movie. I said it.
It is. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. And don't get me wrong, like, Samantha Barks is Eponine in both of them.
Anne Hathaway was fabulous.
That was awesome.
Like, duh.
Yeah.
You know.
But
so we're not discounting anyone's performances. And I thought Russell Crowe was...
That was awesome.
Insane.
That was so good.
Having said that, in the 25th anniversary concert, Norm Lewis, the guy that plays Javert...
Oh my God, he is
I could listen
fantastic.
to him sing every TV show, every
yeah.
commercial. I could watch him all damn day long.
I'd listen to, like, if he did, like, audio
and
books
put great
and
costumes on him, like that coat that Javert...
Jesus Christ, it was awesome.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. That guy should be everywhere.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I have a bone to pick with both performances.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Russell Crowe?
No, he was great.
Uh-huh.
But...
Oh, you mean the overall performances?
But also, like, specific people who played certain characters.
Sure, yeah, uh-huh. I know exactly what you're thinking of.
I think... I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but I'm also
not. We're gonna make a preemptive statement. This is not like a...
No, this is based on opinion only.
Yeah. Opinion of someone who took vocal lessons for a couple of years and was trained in singing. And in my case, someone who took vocal lessons for many years, trained in singing, sang in singing competitions.
But also,
Nick Jonas.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
I'm sure he's a very nice person.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But in the concert, his vocals were so weak. Like, he just did not hold up to the other performers.
And also, like, I don't necessarily classify myself as, like, a musician. Like, I do it by hobby all the time. Like, I was
Even though you took violin lessons for 8 years.
I did violin lessons for 8 years. I did guitar for a little bit. I sing constantly, even though I don't do it as, like,
we're not professionals.
Thing. No, absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
But
we're armchair quarterbacks. Pretty
much.
Well, I actually was a quarterback at one time. So, you know, in terms of in the singing world, I was a quarterback. Yeah.
They always stuck me in alto. You know?
Yeah, which is weird.
No.
But anyway.
I didn't like that. But,
Okay, so Nick Jonas... Okay, so with the movie, then...
His character, Marius.
Yeah, Marius, yeah.
Eddie Redmayne was
You're right.
Yeah.
He was okay.
I didn't hate it. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. And also...
You're right. You know, that didn't really do him justice.
No. And I've seen him. He was in the movie...
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Yeah, but he was also in The Danish Girl.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
Yeah. I have another opinion.
Okay.
Amanda Seyfried.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I really think that, like, she, like, in terms of being, like, literally a softer character and having a softer voice, worked. But not all the time.
I think this is a really good example of, and I've talked to other singers about this in the past, and musicians know the same thing, is that, like, for example, if you know Amanda Seyfried from Mamma Mia,
she did awesome in that. I love that.
Right. I think that there's something to be said for style, and that certain styles, it's not just that you're a singer,
right?
But certain styles lend to your type, your voice, your interests, whatever they may be,
right,
more strongly than other styles. And clearly with that poppy or kind of, and that's not to diminish the music of Mamma Mia. I don't understand why people tend to put pop down. And when you look at ABBA and you look at the songwriting that was done with ABBA and the awards that they've won over the decades, you would know what I'm talking about. So it's not to diminish that at all. It's just that she definitely, there's a certain style that really brought her out and made her shine.
Oh, yeah.
More. This was not the right singing style, nor the right character for her, because Cosette is, she's present. She has a song. She has a solo that she does.
Yeah.
She's part of the storyline, and the reason that she's important in the storyline is because of Jean Valjean.
Yeah.
Because he's a main character, and she's a very important supporting character for him.
Yeah, and he tries to save
And I don't think that's a good
mother.
place for Amanda Seyfried. I think she needs stronger characters, and because she has this presence,
right,
to be forward and up front a little bit more. Just not her best.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it wasn't her best performance, but it wasn't the best opportunity for her.
Right.
Yeah. So I totally agree with you on that. Also, once you've seen the 25th anniversary concert, if you saw that first,
my God,
and you saw who played, who sang the part of Cosette in that, like we did, we saw that one first.
Damn.
No one else compares.
No. No. Even like I know that looks have nothing...
I mean adult Cosette.
No, yeah.
Right.
I know that looks have literally nothing to do with this, but she looked the part as well.
Yes.
Like, I can't think of Cosette without seeing her face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have to agree.
And then, like, I just, I'm so sorry, but Samantha Barks, I keep going back to her. She was Eponine in the 25th anniversary and in the movie.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh my God, it was so good.
Yeah, she's just amazing. She's an amazing all-around, strong performer.
I heard a little bit of when she, one of her performances of Chicago, and damn, it's so good.
Really?
Yeah. Excuse me. I think.
And then, of course, Matt Lucas as Thénardier in the 25th anniversary concert.
Ugh. Nobody else.
Yeah. Like, once I saw him, and I see him in other things, and I'm like, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever. Okay.
Giggle.
Can you just maybe do some Thénardier for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's amazing.
I also, kind of on a similar route, Hugh Jackman as Jean Valjean versus Hugh Jackman as P.T. Barnum in The Greatest Showman.
Right. Although, great.
No, 100%.
But his Barnum
Oh.
was off the hook.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was...
Because the essence of Jean Valjean, which Alfie Beau is going to always be like the Jean Valjean for me,
100%.
is there's this level of reservation, where he's always trying to be there but yet needing to pull back. There's that tension in the character. And I think that has a little bit, it's just not quite there for Hugh Jackman. And he, when he does Wolverine, there's that tension in the character, but it's more bold tension, and it's aggressive. Yeah. So as the Greatest Showman, I can't even.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's so good.
And also, I feel like...
Your father loved that movie, by the way. He saw that near the end of his life and watched it probably every single time it showed up on the TV.
Yeah. And I feel like, specifically with Hugh Jackman, I feel like he just needs a little more, literally, of a beat to
Could be.
the songs
like I
that
said,
he sings.
sometimes it's with stylistic things.
Yeah. Like...
Yeah. Let's get back to Friends.
Okay, sorry.
No, that's okay. That's where we started.
Yeah.
We started with Friends.
Yeah.
Where are we?
Yeah, let me see.
In terms of, so we stopped for a minute. We took a little break. We're gonna, because the reason I want to get back to Friends.
Okay.
Okay. Because that's where we started.
Yep.
Because you were talking about this
The
reunion that you're just so much want to see.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a favorite Friends character?
Yeah, I think I do.
Okay.
I think it's Phoebe.
Yeah, I would have to say that for me it is somewhere between Phoebe and Joey.
I was gonna say Phoebe and Chandler.
Yeah.
Mhm. And also, like, excuse me, that doesn't mean I like them because I relate to them the most. I don't think I do necessarily.
I can relate to Phoebe.
Well, yeah, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I see pieces of myself in all of the characters, and I think that's what I like about it, too, is that I can relate to a lot of different pieces of it and not just one person.
Professionally, obviously, I'm the most like Ross.
Right. I feel like...
But personality-wise, I'm more in the Phoebe lane. A character you most can't relate to, or not really, not that you hate them, but you're like, okay, yep, they're there.
Does Gunther count?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Out of the main 6, I feel like I relate the least to Rachel.
Me too.
Yep.
Not that I don't like Rachel.
No, yeah.
But, yeah.
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 She's great. I really like her. But I relate the least to her. I feel like, in terms of relation, I feel like I'm a weird mix between 3 of them. And I think it's Phoebe, I think it's Chandler, and I think it's Monica.
Yeah.
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 Because I'll say it, I'm pretty high maintenance, I think. And I want to have things in a certain order, a certain way. Like
Monica's in charge. Monica's independent.
I need a level of control.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I relate to her as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
And I want to, again, another hot button topic. Ross.
I love how you hesitate and make that face.
Sorry. I do see why people have issues with Ross. Especially in a much more feminist world, Because there are some things that Ross says and does that 100% would not fly today. Like, the whole thing with Mark, when Rachel gets hired to...
Oh, and he's jealous?
Yeah, and he's like, I don't want you hanging out with Mark. I don't want you to...
Yeah, I know. You and I would have been like...
Screw you.
Yeah, tough.
Yeah.
Tough. Fill in Michelle's curse word here.
Yeah, tough for you.
Yeah.
Just chill.
Yeah.
But I feel like...
Or when he talks about... When it really freaks Rachel out when he talks about their future, like, I just figured we'd get married.
Live in Scarsdale.
And she's like, Scarsdale. That whole hesitation in her voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did... Whatever, man.
Yeah. Like, you're planning out my life for me, and you're a man. And this is what exactly what I ran away from. And what is going on right now? Not okay, not okay, not okay.
Yep.
Like screaming inside one's head kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a part of Rachel's character and Ross's character that I just didn't like, is that Rachel I felt like she was not as independent as Phoebe and Monica.
Right.
And that she always found herself being led by a man.
Yeah.
But
she tried.
No, yeah, she tried 100%.
She tried. Yeah. The end of the series, when she doesn't go to Paris.
I wish she wouldn't have went to Paris.
She should have gone to Paris.
Yeah, I know. She should not have come back from
After
Ross.
she went through all that stuff.
I don't care how...
And she finally got that job. I would have been to Ross. Absolutely. I want to be with you too. Pack up your crap. I'll see you in Paris.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not staying there. You come to me or I don't go at all.
Yep.
Or as in, like, come back to you.
Yeah.
Sorry. It just, no.
Yeah.
I think, something we haven't talked about, which I really don't like about the series was Rachel and Joey.
Yeah, what was that all about?
Didn't
That
make any damn sense.
It was stupid. Did not get that at all.
No.
Mm-mm.
Like, I don't, no.
Although, if Joey had gotten wasted and slept with Janice, I totally would have been okay with that.
Uh-huh.
I totally would have been okay with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That actually would have been better, I think.
Yeah, I think so, too. Although I thought it was really funny.
Because when she had spent the night with Ross and she was like, you're the only one left, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, is this foreshadowing? Because I think this is kind of hysterical.
Yeah.
And I love that actress, and I loved that character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She made an appearance on the reunion, I heard.
Yeah.
Yep. She did her
You
famous...
got your Rocky and Bullwinkle socks. You can wear Moose and Moose or Squirrel and Squirrel and mix them up and do Moose and Squirrel.
Yeah. She did her...
Which is a reference we make constantly because you don't wear matching pairs of socks.
Right.
So we're always saying that Kes has Moose and Squirrel socks. And that's where the reference... If you ever see me in public... Mm-hmm. And I happen to drop a comment about Kes's Moose and Squirrel socks. All I'm saying is that her socks don't match. Yeah. Yep. And it's a reference to Friends.
She,
So she makes an appearance in the reunion.
Yeah, and she does her, oh my God.
Oh, that's a classic line. That's almost like Karen Walker, doing one of her classic things. Like, honey, what is this? What's going on here?
Yep. When she points out Grace's hair almost every episode.
Or her outfits.
Yeah.
Which Grace has great hair.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Grace has some great clothes. Yeah. But she does have some weird outfits.
Yes.
So, that's fun.
I think, let's see, the whole, like, I don't know how a lot of other people feel about this, but I think Monica and Chandler kind of work.
I do. I think he's perfect for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they work pretty well. And also...
I don't know if she's perfect for him, but I don't know if she's perfect for anyone.
Right.
Because she sees herself as very independent. Mm-hmm. But I see him as a good partner for her.
Right.
So that worked out very well. I thought that was logical.
The whole episode where Chandler is frustrated because Mr. Tomatoes comes in and he's like flirting up a storm with Monica, and she's like, she enjoys him because he's also a chef and all that stuff. He's like, she tells him that she doesn't believe in soulmates. That's 100% part of her character.
Yep, absolutely.
That made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because he was frustrated because he was like, oh my God, I'm going to lose her to this fantastic guy. And she's like, no.
Yeah, no.
We are partners. We don't work together 100%, but we're human. Mm-hmm. That's how it goes.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting too. I think that's part of the Monica character that I can identify with. Mm-hmm. Is that even though she says she doesn't believe in soulmates, and she probably doesn't. Mm-hmm. The fact is, her and Chandler are soulmates.
Right.
Just like your father and I were soulmates.
Right.
I didn't realize what that was until like 25 years later. I didn't get it. But he knew all along. He totally got it.
Right.
You know?
And like
And that was his role.
Yeah. For me, like, I don't believe in soulmates.
Yeah.
And like, because of that, like, Wyatt doesn't either. Like, he said that he hasn't before. But because of seeing how we work together, or don't, as you know.
Yeah, sure.
I still kind of think that there's an element of soulmates there.
That's yet to be seen. But there's nothing wrong with that.
No, I know, but I feel like it's... for me, I feel like soulmates don't, like... It's not like a love at first sight kind of thing. Like, it doesn't happen on the spot. Soulmates take work, and I think that's why I see it.
Do you have a favorite Friends episode?
I have a few.
Okay, that's understandable. There's a lot of seasons.
I really like, let's see. I enjoyed a lot of the episodes where Phoebe was having the triplets. I liked a lot of the episodes where she was pregnant.
Did you?
Yeah. I liked the episodes where, let's see. Oh, the episode where, Chandler's in a box for Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Oh my god. Or when the football episode where they teamed up against each other. Yeah.
The Thanksgiving episode.
That's a different Thanksgiving episode, but yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like the episodes where the trivia game.
Yes.
The lightning round. It's like
I'm so good at lightning round.
He's a transponster. That's not even a word.
No. I love it.
They lose the apartment.
Yes.
But the episode where they get it back is hysterical.
Yeah. Totally worth it.
Yep. And then let's see. I had it and I lost it. Oh, where Chandler fools around with one of Joey's sisters.
He can't remember which one it is, and he says it's because they all look the same. And Joey gets insulted, but the fact is, they all look the same.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's everyone that starts like Mary Angela or Mary Jane or
Mary Catherine.
Mary Catherine, and then Cookie. That's the one. Oh my god. Or Mary Therese. That was another one too. She's like, no, I'm Mary Therese.
Yeah.
He tries apologizing to like all of them, and he like does the lap, and he's like, I'm sorry.
One of my favorites is the one where they, as a group, except for Ross, they finally realize that Monica and Chandler are together, and they try to get them to admit it.
Mm-hmm.
And
I got a lot of laundry to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Phoebe's trying to get Chandler to say it.
Well, this is my bra.
Yeah. I guess we're going to have sex.
Yeah.
So funny. Really, really funny. And then Ross at the end of the episode sees them and he's
in
like,
the window, yeah.
Yeah. Get off of my sister. I do love that episode. I love Phoebe's wedding, which isn't necessarily extraordinarily funny, but I just really love that episode.
Yeah.
The coat that she wears over the dress.
It's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. It is everything that a winter bride should have. And it's a really sweet, even though it is, it's a comedy, it's just a really sweet thing how, Phoebe finally gets this great guy and she's super happy.
Paul Rudd.
Who is Paul Rudd, who never ages. So obviously right now Phoebe is in her 50s and her husband looks like he's 27 years old.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Good for him, Good for her too.
Yeah, lots of moisturizer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think, let's see, episodes that I didn't like, because I have some that I didn't. When Monica was dating that guy who wanted to be a professional wrestler or a boxer or something.
What the hell is up with that?
I don't know.
Okay. The entire series where Joey is living out of the apartment and Chandler has the clearly mentally ill roommate.
Ugh.
I mean, that guy is...
Wasn't his name Eddie or something?
Yeah, scary at times.
Yeah.
Totally hated those episodes. Will not watch them.
Mm-mm.
No,
I don't either.
They're almost painful.
Oh, wait, an episode, or like a little bit that I like is when Chandler and Joey get robbed. That's funny.
Oh my gosh.
That's so funny, because they have the ducks and the chicken.
He builds the oh my god, when he's building that giant wall unit and then he ends up, I bet you can't fit inside of it.
Yeah, I can.
Sure,
watch this.
I can. Watch this. And next thing you know, oh my gosh.
I know. They have the boat in the... Oh my god. I can't remember... Oh wait, who was that girl? Shit. I'm trying to remember. Like, Chandler had a date and he brought her into that living room and they sat in the boat together. And I can't remember who it is.
I don't know.
I don't either. I think she was the person that, like, the reason that he was in the box, too. Oh, yes, because Joey and Chandler dated her. She was an actress.
Yeah. That's the girl with the Velveteen Rabbit.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
Let's see. Episodes that I don't like. I wasn't a huge fan of... It made sense. Like, it was funny.
Sure.
Ish. But I think...
Ish.
Sorry.
Jesus.
Sorry. I think the episode when they're trying to figure out who initiated sleeping with each other between Ross and Rachel that wound up where Rachel got pregnant.
Oh, right, yeah.
I thought that was okay.
Yeah.
But I wasn't huge on it because I didn't really care.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, whatever, Rachel's having a baby. And it's Ross's. Big shocker. But, like,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that one I was like, about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But, yeah. Also, I didn't really understand Joey with the Australian dancer.
No.
No.
Didn't get that one either.
Although, honestly, thank God that they, like, I know they put Chandler and Monica together and Ross and Rachel together. Thank God they didn't put Joey and Phoebe together. You know?
Yeah.
That was a smart move. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at who the girlfriend. Oh my gosh. And the one with the girlfriend. One of those episodes also involves Phoebe with her sexy singing voice. She's sick.
Oh, God.
She's coughing
sick.
all over everyone.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Sexy smelly cat.
Kathy. That was her name.
Oh, yes.
The character's name was Kathy. It looks like the actress's name is Paget Brewster.
Oh, that's right, because he comes in wearing the robe and he's like, I just went in to go take a shower and I saw Kathy completely naked. And then he sits on the counter and everybody can see up his robe. That's it. I remember it.
She's been on Drunk History.
Oh, has she?
Yeah.
That's funny.
I know you love that.
I could talk about Friends all day. I think that's kind of the whole thing behind this podcast.
That is the whole thing because you just can't wait to see
the reunion.
The reunion. And it was the reunion. What is it? Is it a single thing? Mm-hmm. Is it like a mini movie? What is it?
It's like, it's not a staged episode. It's not acting or anything like that. It's literally just like an hour of just nostalgia.
Where they talk about things. Oh, so it's basically like this, only with people that actually did the job. Yeah. People that were actually working.
Here's the thing though. It's ran and like, not necessarily produced, but it's hosted, I guess, quote unquote, by James Corden.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm not excited about it. Because I don't think it should be hosted by anybody.
Right.
And a lot of people really didn't like that. And not because, like, they don't like James Corden, but because why have a host?
I guess to keep people under control, maybe?
I don't know.
Can we talk about some other characters? We mentioned Janice, of course. And
Gunther.
Paul Rudd, who played Mike. Phoebe, or Monica and Ross's dad, Jack.
He was great.
Absolutely.
The mother I thought was really good.
Yeah,
too.
the mother, Christina Pickles. As I look at the list of actors and actresses here. And then, of course, some of my favorite characters, that are family members are Chandler's parents.
Oh, my God, yeah.
They are absolutely some of my very, very favorites.
Hand baskets.
Baskets.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Shoot. What was it? Oh, I know this isn't like a different actress, but what did you think of Ursula?
What did I think of her?
Yeah. Because I'm super indifferent about her.
Oh, you mean like did I need to know what happened to her or whatever?
Yeah.
No. No. But I've known people that have had identical twin siblings that have had similar experiences. Either they're really, really close or they're complete polar opposites.
Yeah.
So that seemed consistent with some of the things that I had heard.
I feel like I also know sets of twins that are like either end of that spectrum.
Morgan Fairchild, she played Chandler's mom. Nora Bing. Chandler Bong.
I thought...
Ms. Chandler Bong. Miss Chandler Bong.
I know that he was super brief,
Mm-hmm.
but I think Phoebe's dad fit really well.
You think so?
I think so. Just for his character and everything.
Yeah.
And even the fact that, like when he showed up to the funeral and, like, they meet for the first time and
Mm-hmm.
Phoebe pretends to be somebody who's, like, managing the will or something like that. And he admits to kind of being a crap father.
Mm-hmm.
I think that kind of worked because of just how open and raw he seems to be as a person anyway.
You're right.
So I liked that.
Yeah. People always like it when characters are able to, in some way or another, admit to their flaws, which doesn't really happen that often in life. So I think that's why we like it in TVs and movies, because we like to think that it could happen.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't actually happen.
Yeah.
Very often. My father-in-law is a really good example of that.
I mean, he's dead. I guess it doesn't really matter.
Does not matter.
Let's see. Shoot. Oh. What's up?
Just looking at our time, that's all.
Reese Witherspoon is Rachel's sister.
Hysterical.
Oh, yeah.
All of the characters that played her.
And, like, I like Reese Witherspoon anyway. But that was really funny.
That was a really funny episode.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. Oh, I can't remember.
There's just been a lot of great people on there. Anna Faris was on that show.
Who was the guy that played Phoebe's husband? The ice dancer who came out as straight?
Shoot.
He was in That Thing You Do.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he was one of the guitar players. And I can't remember his name, but I thought that was really funny. Because, like, the whole story was he's Canadian, and she married him to help him get a green card. She knows and knew that he was gay, but then he comes out as straight and says that he's marrying a woman in, like, a month or something like that. That was really funny.
Yeah.
What are you looking up now?
I'm just looking. I'm looking through the list of characters.
Oh.
To see, because there's just so many. It says, when you look under Friends, all cast, it says 820 people.
Ooh. I believe it, though.
It's 10 years. You know, it's a lot of, it was 235 episodes.
Oh, okay.
Gunther was in 150 of them.
Wow. Good for him.
I really loved Gunther. I thought he was an interesting character.
I also liked how consistent he was.
Yeah, that's true.
It was always Rachel. Always about Rachel. What did you think of Carol? Ross's first
wife.
Yeah.
I thought she was mean.
Yeah. Her wife is also not nice.
No.
But I think that's supposed to be that way.
I guess so, because there's some jealousy between her and Ross, because they both slept with the same woman.
Yeah.
You know, so and there's that tension.
And were married to her.
Yeah. But considering how honestly pathetic I considered Ross's character to be,
yes,
I thought they were pretty mean to him. Yeah.
Ross gets walked all over.
Someone could have been nicer. Someone could have been nicer to the guy who was used in order to get someone pregnant and never had custody of his child.
Yeah.
You know, had visitation and could see his kid, but...
Oh, another thing. Emily totally used him.
Emily.
The English.
Yeah. That was a weird side thing, too.
I didn't
Honestly, I didn't understand why he said Rachel's name at the wedding. Like, that was a whole... Why did they go back? Why didn't they just... I don't know. When you had called me this morning and said, what are we talking about today? And I'm like, I'm not really sure. I mean, honestly, I had been thinking about something, and you just happened to say TV and movies because you had been thinking of this. Yesterday morning, I woke up, and, your grandmother's always up way before me.
Yeah.
And she was finishing up watching a movie called Possessed.
Oh,
it's like from 1947 or something. It's a Joan Crawford film.
Okay.
So we probably won't discuss TV or movies again for a while, but the next time we do, I want it to be movies. We talked about doing classic movies.
Yes.
And I would like to talk about Joan Crawford.
Okay.
Not in particular because she's like amazing or a great person. But she did do some really interesting, in my opinion, very classic films. And so I'm going to send you this list again. So for anyone that's listening, and we'll try to get this into the notes for the episode too. So this is going to be your homework.
Okay.
So let's say this is like 3 months out. We're going to talk specifically about Joan Crawford and Joan Crawford films. Now you can, of course, watch anything that you like, but the movies that I would like you to see,
okay, yeah,
are The Women,
okay,
from 1939.
Okay.
Joan Crawford was in that movie. Great movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's been remade several times. But I'd like you to see the 1939 one with Joan Crawford in it.
Okay.
Okay. The next one of the greatest Joan Crawford films, and an interesting kind of film noir piece, called Mildred Pierce.
Okay.
I can't wait to get your take on this film.
Okay.
She was just amazing.
Yeah.
In the movie. Okay, then I want you to see this bizarre one I saw the other day.
Uh-oh.
Called Possessed. Now, she did 2 movies titled Possessed, but this one was done in 1947, and she stars in it with David Sutton.
Okay.
And then the last one that she's in that I'd like you to see, and I know you've seen it before, or at least part of it, and then you walked out of the room. Whatever Happened to Baby Jane?
No. Mm-hmm.
1962.
Yep. Okay.
Fantastic, messed up movie.
Yep.
With Bette Davis. Now, that movie in particular, I would like you to go onto the IMDb.
I have it on my phone now. You're welcome.
And I'd like you to read the trivia.
Okay.
On the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Before you watch it, and the goofs.
Okay.
Maybe keep the app with you every once in a while you're watching the film, and read other things about the movie.
Okay.
Because knowing these things, it's going to make it even better.
Okay.
It's just a really... You've seen parts of the movie before.
Yes.
These 2 sisters.
Mm-hmm.
They are messed up.
Oh, yeah.
It's a messed up movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly had to laugh at it a few times. But those are those movies that she's in, those 4, I'd like you to try to see over the next couple of months.
Okay.
And then I want you, and then I'm going to send you, after you've seen those, I want to send you another movie that
Joan Crawford did?
Well, she didn't do it.
No?
It's based on a book that her daughter wrote.
Oh, okay.
And it's called Mommy Dearest.
I feel like I've
It's from 1981.
heard of this.
It's rated R.
Okay.
And this is based on the book that she adopted 2 children that her adopted daughter wrote about her.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I saw a little bit of the blurb. Wait, seriously?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Okay. So I watched that after.
Yeah, after you see all these other movies, I don't want you to have too much of an idea in your head about this actress.
Okay.
But then you're going to see this movie and you're going to be like, what?
Okay.
So yeah.
Does the daughter star in the movie?
Is Christina Crawford in the movie? I don't know if she was in the movie, actually. That's a great question. I didn't even look at that. I don't think she was. No.
Okay.
Someone else plays her. An actress named Diana Scarwood.
Okay.
Faye Dunaway plays Joan Crawford in the movie.
Okay.
It's,
okay. Yeah.
and then I want you to think back on some of these other movies.
Okay.
After you've seen that one.
I'm all
so that's
over
5
it.
movies.
Okay.
Um,
I'll probably do one a week.
yeah.
Write a paper about it. Take
Yeah.
notes.
The Women is just a movie. It's just like a movie that I think every woman should see.
Okay.
It's kind of unrelatable because the women in the movie are all extremely wealthy.
Okay.
And there are specifics to their lives regarding money that most people cannot relate to in any way.
Okay.
What's more important is what's going on with these women.
Okay.
Their relationships with each other, their friendships, and in particular their relationships with men and how they're treated in this time period.
Gotcha. 39?
1939.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then Mildred Pierce is it's probably one of the greatest movies that she was ever in my opinion. She plays the mom of she becomes a single mom and raises her daughter on her own, and she builds herself up, becomes a successful businesswoman, builds herself up by her bootstraps kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Gives her daughter everything.
Okay.
And her daughter ends up basically she's raising a sociopath. Her daughter expects everything to be given to her.
Oh, interesting.
And it's got an interesting ending.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then Possessed is just I saw it yesterday. I was like, what is going on with this movie, this woman? It touches on mental illness, but in a 40s way.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and there are some details to that. And it's about someone who's obsessed and has mental health problems. And
Sure, yeah.
there's a lot going on in the movie, but it's short, and it's a film noir.
Okay, yep.
Mommy Dearest, or Whatever Happened to Baby Jane.
Yep.
Is a classic. I'd love to see it remade. I would
really?
absolutely love. What's his name? The guy that does like all the movies in the world. Tyler Perry. Perry. If anyone knows Tyler Perry, or if Tyler Perry ever listens to our podcast, which is not going to happen, but if you're out there, I would love to see this movie.
Yeah.
Remade in a modern way. But I don't like gore or violence. It needs to be filmed similarly.
Okay. I'll figure out what similarly means when I see it.
Yeah. Like there's not a lot of, I don't need to see the bloodshed. I don't need to see people having sex. I don't need to see people being stabbed or shot.
Right.
Just knowing that it happened, that someone killed someone or something, or, whatever.
Yeah.
That's enough for me.
Okay.
And I think that's an artful way of making films that people don't understand. Not that Tyler Perry doesn't understand it, but that viewers want to see certain things. I'm really into like the nuanced kind of things.
Yeah.
And I can't tolerate the violence.
I don't either.
I just don't have the ability for it.
Yep.
I've seen enough violence in my life. I don't need to see it on TV or in films.
Right.
So Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then
after all that,
you're going to see a movie that's very 80s.
Okay. I know what that means.
Yeah. And Mommy Dearest, and you're going to see a movie that is based upon a book, the story that her adopted daughter writes about what it was like to have Joan Crawford as a mother.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
Oh, yeah. You might need your husband with you.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Need some comfort?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
If he's at work one of those days, I'll just have you come.
Okay.
Okay.
I haven't seen it in a long time. The magic I love. Some people are gonna hate it when I say this, but I'm absolutely being honest. The thing I hate about movie theaters is that you have to watch the whole damn movie.
Oh, I hate that too.
Like at home, I'm gonna be honest with you. I fast forward through chase scenes.
Yep. I fast forward through like long fight scenes.
Yep. I fast forward through. Yeah, anything involving like lots of noise and like action. I have no interest. I literally just buzz right through. Sex scenes, I don't want to watch that crap.
Right.
Or if there's like parts of the story where I'm like, are we rehashing this? Seriously, do we need to do this?
Right.
I'll fast forward. If I realize I missed something, I'll go back to it. Most of the time you can live without it though.
Right.
So that's one of the good things about Mommy Dearest is that maybe we can skip over some of these things.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And we'll talk about Joan Crawford. Maybe let's see, it's September.
Okay, so we'll do September.
Well, absolutely, we'll talk about Joan Crawford in September.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. Because it's a gamut of movies too.
Yeah.
And like she's not the star of the women. There are a bunch of women that are lead characters in The Women.
Yeah.
She is the star of Mildred Pierce.
Yeah.
She's the star of Possessed. And she took complete control over this movie. It was rewritten several times and started and stopped and all kinds of crap. And she was a co-star in Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, and I think completely outshined by Bette Davis. That's my own personal opinion.
Gotcha. And then she was the story for
and
Mommy
she
Dearest.
is the story for Mommy Dearest.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I think that does it for today.
Yeah. I need some water.
I do too. I'm thirsty. I gotta go home and.
Oh
do
wait,
some editing.
before we go, this is an update for our listeners. So I don't know if anybody remembers what I said before. Okay, so one app says 90.
Oh, yeah.
And
how's it
38% humidity, and one app says 90 and 41% humidity.
Mine says.
So it's just been a little over an hour and a half, and the temperature has gone up, 3 degrees? I think it was 87 at one, and
Well, mine
I
said.
don't remember.
Mine said 84.
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
Mine now says 91 and feels like 94.
Yeah.
My humidity is 41%.
It's pretty brutal, but the humidity is low, so that's keeping things tolerable.
Yeah.
All right, so there we go. There's our weather update too. Brutally hot in the Mid-Hudson Valley.
Oh, it's gonna rain tomorrow.
Yes, it is. And the weather's going to change completely.
I think it's still gonna be hot though. That's what I've seen for the rest of the week.
No.
No?
Not as hot. But I think the humidity is going to be here, so yuck to that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so now that we've shared all that information,
This has been Under the Sun and Moon with Kes and Michelle.
thanks for listening.
Thank you. Bye.